brands. This is one of the many things in your portfolio is to make sure the Nasdaq ETF business continues to do well. It seems to me there's two big trends here. One is the cryptocurrency trend. The cryptocurrency ETFs, biggest, I mean, I don't know if it's the most successful launch ever, but 150 billion in assets in 1 year is pretty darn good. You have IBIT, which is the biggest one out there. It's listed on Nasdaq, right? The BlackRock ETF. Give us some riff on that, if you will. And then the other trend I see is sort of option-based ETFs in general. But talk about crypto.
Well, we're still obviously big parts of the active market. So I think there's still a lot more money in active assets, but more new money going into ETF assets. That's very clear. 2 out of every $3 moving in that direction. So we just continue to see demand for ETFs being built by Nasdaq. It's not just Nasdaq though. There's other big providers out there. So I just think we are continuing to see this trend of passive. But you need to have active to, marry that so you don't end up being too concentrated just in active. I think we're in a unique moment in time to say how does active continue to have a role. So you do have moments like a whole sector gets developed around something like digital or crypto, and now potentially having more clarity on the rules of what it actually is going to be.
Do you anticipate we will? I mean, we keep waiting for this grand piece of legislation for years now that it seems more real now, the possibility.
It feels as real as ever. So just being over at the World Economic Forum, there's a lot of the players in the digital space, but then you start talking of the institutional side, the banks saying, well, if there's rule clarity, we're going to be more active in the space. So
good evening, crypto. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite crypto news channel, at least at nighttime, Johnny Crypto. And what are we talking about today? Breaking news out of the Nasdaq. And I thought this video of the Grayscale ETF issuer stating that the World Economic Forum is now excited about the digital asset sector. That's an interesting way to kick off today's episode. So a massive thank you to anybody who's joining us. I know it is 9 p.m. Eastern on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Want to give a huge shout out to anybody who's on here and catching this stream live. So if you're enjoying this, show us some love, smash that like button. I'm going to tell you a couple of topics we're going to take you through during today's episode. Massive news, not just from me, Johnny Crypto. This is according to John Deaton, as yesterday, the Nasdaq Crypto US Settlement Price Index will now include Solana, Cardano, Stellar, and of course, XRP. We've also got some major announcements in regards to Coinbase enabling XRP DeFi on the Ethereum network. This could be a great way for many of our listeners to kind of utilize this, make some passive income, put a little bit of more money in the good evening crypto community, right, my friend? So first of all, how are you feeling tonight? Thank you for being here.
I'm feeling great. And good evening to all the crypto maniacs out there. I always love saying that. I love our chat. They are the best in the world. And no, I was not eating a meatball Parmesan sandwich. We were just gearing up and getting all the content ready because we're excited. It is evening time. Oh, we're excited, Abs, because there is some great news happening here in the industry. You played that clip, and that was like, what, about 3 months ago? And it only took 3 months, and here we are. And the Nasdaq, we had Circle IPO launch yesterday or 2 days ago. We had Nasdaq launching a crypto index. You could see it's happening, my friend. All the things we've been talking about, it's just shifting and moving. This is like the Titanic is turning, and we're about ready to start sailing, baby. It's going to be exciting.
Well, here's why it's exciting, guys. Make no mistake about it. In this fund, the Nasdaq is going to be going out and purchasing these assets. So I saw a lot of people say it's this current trust can't purchase these assets. That's exactly what this amendment is. And we're going to walk you through this article right now. We already got 1,800 people here, guys. If you're enjoying this content, show us some love and smash that like button. And I want to know, do you feel like we're on the precipice of some massive changes? Because for me personally, Johnny Crypto, I feel like we're only a couple of months away from this market being completely flipped on its head. Right now, for the newer retail investor, it's boring, it's sideways trading, it's redundant articles. But for people who have been here for years, such as 50-cent XRP investors or $20,000 Bitcoin investors, this feels like we're on the precipice of something historic. And this article is a perfect example of that, guys. So I'm excited to walk you through this now. The Nasdaq is going to be adding XRP, Solana, Cardano, and XLM to their crypto price index. And very simply, ETF issuers are going to be using this index to get a reference rate for XRP. So let's continue. The Nasdaq filed a proposal here for a rule change as of June 2nd, 2024. What they're looking to do is broadening the benchmark for digital assets by adding tokens such as XRP, Solana, Stellar, and Cardano. The proposal made will allow the hashtag Nasdaq Crypto Index Fund, that's a mouthful, to shift from an existing benchmark to the Nasdaq Crypto US Settlement Price Index. The ETF would instead use broader market benchmarks called the Nasdaq Crypto Index, the NCI. The Nasdaq recently refreshed the NCI US by adding 4 new tokens: Solana, XRP, Cardano, and Stellar. So keep that in mind. Those 4 projects are going to be the pillars. They've what we've been talking about here, Johnny, for the better half of 2 years. So it's really exciting to see them choose those 4. Now, let me read this clearly as well. If the SEC gives this approval, the ETF will be permitted to invest in all of these coins. Now, that's not only XRP, Stellar, Cardano, and Solana. We also have Chainlink, Litecoin, Uniswap, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. So 9 digital assets in total. The 4 that I decided to focus on: XRP, Chainlink, Stellar, and Cardano, Johnny Krypto. But what does it mean to you that not only is the NASDAQ filing for this, there's no questions to be asked here? They're going to be purchasing these assets going forward.
I mean, I think that's what's really exciting about it. Is a lot of times an index doesn't purchase the asset. They'll just track it and follow it to give you an idea of what it's doing. This is different because this is literally an ETF, an ETF apps. Again, what's awesome about it, it's going to add supply, or it's going to take supply, if you will, out of, it's going to create demand, take supply out of the market, drive the price up. But here's why I'm excited about it. This isn't like any ordinary, company just trying to start an ETF. It's the freaking NASDAQ. Dude, it's one of the 3rd largest exchange in the world. So you've got to be excited about it. And don't forget, NASDAQ's all about technology, and blockchains play in the technology space. The reason why I'm excited is because, again, that's another signal to the world that blockchains are here to stay. It's coming. And I've always worried about, will the cryptocurrency itself survive? Will it be the blockchain that wins? And how will they be valued? And the reality is, dude, people like the largest trading institutions in the world are going to be buying the coins. So that, to me, this is huge. This is why I'm so excited. Like somebody said, it's like, oh my God, Johnny got so much energy. Yeah, I'm super excited. You don't understand how big. I don't think people can appreciate how important this is, that the NASDAQ is saying, we're putting our stamp through. We believe this. We see this industry coming, and we want to make sure we have an index to capture it. I mean, dude, what do you always hear about? You hear about the Dow Jones, you hear about the Russell, you hear about the S&P. And now you're going to be hearing about a digital assets index. It's huge, dude. This is huge. Trust me when I say it.
Live chat, I'd love to hear from you as well. 1s, if you agree that this is huge news. 2s, if you think we are overreacting. I agree with Johnny Krypto. This is huge, and it's one of the biggest news we've ever seen. Now, here's why, Johnny. 19 different XRP ETF applications are sitting at the SEC right now, waiting for approval, and it's indexes like these that are going to be very important for giving us accurate pricing on these ETF products. Now, for most of our listeners, they've heard these companies, but Franklin Templeton manages $1.5 trillion. Grayscale's $40 billion. Wisdom Tree's $100 billion. 21 Shares is $7 billion. These are some of the biggest players, not only in the American market, Johnny, all over the world, and they've already filed to have this paperwork in. So day one, we can see instant demand. Now, let me break down why this is important. Remember the Zach Rector XRP market multiplier? We had an update on that information today, and I'm going to pull it up in the background, but doing a little bit of mental math, I believe it was only $61 million worth of inflows, increased the market cap $17 billion, right? So again, doesn't include the futures market. I think it doesn't include any of the DEX transactions, but it includes the inflows here. It all includes all the public data that we are able to capture on exchanges. And what I find so valuable about this is, Johnny, maybe it's not 380x, maybe it's not even 100x. It's definitely not a 1-to-1 ratio. And to me, that speaks volumes about how a project like XRP can go from 130 billion in market cap, which is where we are today, north of $500 billion in this calendar year. We're not talking about 2026, 27. We are currently in a bull market. As we're watching Bitcoin approach that all-time high once again, if we get $140,000 Bitcoin and then market dominance rolls over, my goodness, we could see an alt season like 2017 on steroids. So I'm going to give you a chance to comment, then we'll dive into that.
And you know what? I've always stayed away from steroids as a kid growing up, but I don't mind my market. I don't mind my crypto being on steroids. They pump that so bitch up, and it's going to be big. We are really we are gearing up for a massive, massive influx of liquidity that's going to be coming to play within this entire space. The how and where the money is going to be coming from is going to be like you ain't never seen before, because there are institutions that know that the blockchain, you have to understand how an institution is thinking about this. They're saying, hey, I want to, it's all about making money and profits at the end of the day. It's the bottom line. And how do you improve your bottom line? You need cheaper, better solutions. And what's going to bring that to the table? Blockchain technologies. And what's the best part? You look at those 9 that you put in there, and our beloved XRP, in addition to the other 8, are in that group. To me, that is just right there. When people say, well, what do I invest in? There's a whole bunch of these. Well, we know a lot of these. Abs is not on steroids, by the way, guys. No, he doesn't need to be. That man
All natural, baby.
all mean. He's one mean, lean punching machine, let me tell you. But, you know, so at the end of the day, these companies, they know that we are having another paradigm shift that we had back in like 96, 97. And they're not going to miss it. They will not miss it. The only people who are going to miss it are the people who think this whole space is a scam. And there's a lot of people out there that still, I mean, I talked to some of my friends today. Like, a lot of them are starting to come around now. In fact, my boss the other day said, hey, help me set up a Coinbase account. Abs, I couldn't believe it. They're like, oh, I think it's coming. They finally are starting to see the light. But for those folks who continue to think it's a scam, yeah, they're gonna miss the boat. But here's the good news: they're gonna come in later, and they're gonna be the exit liquidity for us and other people. Not good news, but the reality is, hey, look, people have had plenty of chances. Abs, we have been saying over and over, get your butt into this space, go do some research, watch some shows, buy some, create a wallet, get into this space, start playing with it, start learning it, and man, for those of you who are listening, you're going to be well rewarded, my friends.
Well, remember, guys, the reason I had actually started off this whole statement, Johnny, as we break down the ETFs, is because the Zach Rector market multiplier. Big shout out to Zach, guys. Here's some of the data he shared today, according to Scott. Can't pronounce his name. What Zach Rector said today was $17.9 million went in inflow to XRP, and the market cap went up 6.7 billion. And I believe that was about a 380x. So pretty interesting, Johnny. Let's address it, right? We are seeing some of the smallest ETF predictions here be well over $1 billion, $2 billion. We're seeing companies like Crypto.com predict anywhere from 4 to 8 billion. We've seen JP Morgan say $20 billion could be coming into XRP once these ETFs are approved. Let's hypothetically say the market multiplier is only a 10, right? That would be $200 billion in increase into the market cap alone. That's more than double where we are today. So I think this is a very rational kind of discussion that we must have, because even if it's not 300x, even if it's a 10x or a 5x, it's still going to dramatically change how much money people make in this market. And to me, I never considered this in 2021. So we started to come around to this idea that the order books are more important than the market cap. And it's very simple. It's just a math equation. How many XRP are for sale under $3? Well, that's how much money it's going to take to break that price. And if hypothetically there was only one token, it'd only take $2 to push yourself back above that price target, right? So these order books are a little bit misleading when we think about some of these price targets, because it works in our favor in a bull market and it works against us in a bear market. That means we go higher than people anticipate, then we go lower than people anticipate. I think that couldn't be more clear when you're looking at a project like XRP. What do you think the multiplier is, and how could this impact people's exit strategies or investment decisions from your perspective?
Well, I think so. I think the multiplier factor. This is what I love about the averages, right? You're always safe sticking to the average. So you're probably going to be, assume a 200x multiplying. Well, how much money did you say you let me do some back of napkin math here, because this is a live show, so we got a little more time. Abs, how many millions or thousands did you say? Millions did you say you thought might come in? Did you have like a projection?
I saw the lowest predictions are 4 billion. The highest predictions are 20 billion.
4 billion?
Yep.
One day?
ETFs. No. Oh. No. Next year when the ETFs are approved.
Okay. I was thinking more. We got to kind of try to figure out what it is per day if we want to try to calculate what we think it would be, over a short period of time. I think you said like 16 or 20 billion or million came in a day. But the reality is, yeah, it's going to be a big number. It's 200x. Even if you assume, let's say, these ETF, this Nasdaq ETF could really be a big driver. And if it drove in, I don't know, I'm just going to say $100 million. Let's just say $100 million it comes in on a daily basis times 200. That is 20 billion we add to the market cap, right? 20 billion. So you could then divide that by the coins available out
So
there.
how does this change your perspective if this is a factor now? Because in 2021, me and you didn't talk about this. And I think people are trying to
I think for me,
figure out how this should impact maybe their exit strategies, things of that nature.
yeah, I think no, it's a great question. For me, what it means is I need to be not that I'm not going to be changing my exit strategy, but what it means to me is now I'm going to be more bullish on it, more alert, and I'll be more, like what I like to do, right? I'm going to be looking to take some out, but I also know there's going to be, after that money comes in, there's going to be pullbacks, and I'm going to be selling kind of along the way up, and I'm going to be trying to redip buy back in at the bottom, because it isn't like it's going to be a one-time deal and it's a one and done, and then especially with all the different ones that are coming. But for me, it is going to be one of those things where I think it's going to help us get faster to where we think we can go, right? We've been saying $10, $12, right? 8, 10, we've been talking about that number for a long time. But what we've never talked about is how quick we can get to that number. And to me, that's when you say, Johnny, what's different? I think we could see an acceleration where, let's say it might have taken abs. I'm making this up, okay? Let's say it might have taken 3 months to get to $10. With all these ETFs, especially with Nasdaq kind of kicking that off, it may only take maybe 2 weeks. I think it could be accelerated a lot faster. So for me, that's what I'm looking for, is that acceleration of it happening quicker. So I hope that answers your question.
What's interesting too, Johnny, is that, and I think Zach Rector brought this up when me and you were talking to Sal Gilberti is openly talking about how he wants to start pitching XRP to clients. We are going to have the suits, the Wall Street investors pitching XRP to their clients. That whole journey hasn't even started yet, but I wanted to expand on what you had to say in regards to Zach Rector. This is a new video. It's only 57 seconds talking about the inflows that we witnessed today and the impact on the market cap.
All right, folks, this didn't take long. XRP inflows starting to pick back up after yesterday. President Trump and Elon Musk have their little feud, right? XRP dropped down to 206, pushing back up towards 220 this morning. We saw the market cap grow with the full supply by over 10 billion. I want to give a shout out to Chad Steingraber for grabbing this data for us. Only 18.6 million of inflows equated to our market cap growing by over 10 billion. So you take that 10 billion, you divide it by 18.6 million, it gives us a 537x market cap multiplier, demonstrating once again that it takes very little in inflows to push XRP a lot higher. So this is why I titled my video yesterday, XRP Launchpad Set. Anytime we go back towards $2, I think that new folks are going to be kicking themselves for not scooping up that bag.
It's funny because, Johnny, I shared that with you just before the stream where I said, we had a long time to accumulate XRP, and now I'm not necessarily in a game of accumulation. I'm more of in a stage of like, wait and watch what happens. But I've been promoting it. I've said anything around $2, it's house money. And every time we come down to this specific price target of 208, 206, 204, mass demand steps into the market, and we almost get an impulse wave back above 220. Very similar to what we witnessed today. So a couple of key things I want people to keep an eye on. We need a daily closure above $2.60, and we need a weekly closure above $2.85. What's your reaction to what Zach Rector had to say? Does this add to your statements here? It pushes us exponentially higher in the short term, but it will work against us in a bear market.
Well, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, in terms of the bear market, I don't look at like how this is going to play in the bear market, because I think the market's going to change. I think that we're going to be seeing different behaviors when we start moving into a legitimized market that is now being pushed by the suits, as you called it. You're going to have the suits that are going to be pushing this thing. You're going to have the Nasdaq that's going to be driving it. It's a whole different market. It's going to be completely different. So I'm not so worried about that. I think what's exciting here is when you think about what he was just talking about. For every time we get $50 billion increase in market cap, that adds a dollar, right? We have 50 billion coins in the circulation. So just think about it. That's one way to think about it, is every time you see about 50, 55 billion of new money coming in. And we saw that $18 million drove 10. So that literally tells me right now, I could do real quick back in McNappy and know every 100 million of real dollars, if the 500x stays true, adds $1 to XRP. Think about it that way. Now, the question is, can the Nasdaq drive in 100 million? If it does, we'll see a $1 lift in XRP just from that piece alone. So, you know,
Right.
we'll see how, you know what I mean? So you get 100 million coming in there, and then you get 17 other ETFs that are driving, you know, a couple of millions here and there. That's going to add up pretty quickly. And you're
Think
going
about this too, Johnny. This is the first time in human history we're going to have Wall Street pitching their clients on the potential of blockchain. They were not only terrified of the idea, they were anti-blockchain because it was a threat to their business model. Now they figured out that it's either get on the train or you're going to die to these new technologies. And I think Swift and banking is a great example of that, where anybody who's not working on blockchain instant settlement, their days are numbered, and they're actually much shorter than people may anticipate. I was just reading an article yesterday, Johnny, that by March of 2026, all of these banks are going to be ISO compliant. It's just whether they decide to use those mechanisms or not going forward, right? And so given a long enough period of time, enough of their clients are going to say, hey, forget the wire. Give me that instant settlement for 1 penny instead.
Hell yeah, they're going to say that. They're, not only that, they're, give me that freaking wire. The wire is going to be gone. Instant settlements will be quick, extremely quick. It's going to be a whole new way business is done. You know, they'll be making more money at the end of the day because remember, the cost of doing business apps, dude, this doesn't happen very often. Listen to this, ready? The cost of doing business is about to go down dramatically, massively. The cost. And I don't mean the cost to you and me. The cost for a business to do business is going to go down dramatically. Do you know what that means? That means when the cost goes down, one or two things happen. They can either pass some of that cost onto you and me, or they're going to pocket that cost, which means they make even more money. You don't think they don't like the sound of the fact that they can make some more money? Oh, and in this case, this is a double win scenario. They can lower the cost, give us lower costs, and still make more money than they're making today. Because remember, the whole reason why they've been pushing back against this whole thing, you know, we've had Mark Yusko on, and he's talking about several times. I'll say it again, 7 trillion with a T, as Yusko would say. $7 trillion is made annually by these banks in fees. They don't want to lose that. So when you said earlier, you know, they've been pushing back. Of course they're pushing back. You would push back too if you're about to lose $7 trillion. But now, Abs, what they've done is they spent the past 2, 3 or 4 years figuring out how do we put ourselves in a position that we capitalize on this that's coming, so that we don't lose. Not only the abs, not only are they not going to lose their 7 trillion, now they're going to make 10 trillion.
And listen to this, guys, because we're already 22 minutes into this stream. I promised Johnny Krypto I'd keep this thing to 30 minutes. If you're enjoying this episode, show us some love. Smash that like button. Now, somebody said we're pumping. This may only be the beginning, Johnny Krypto. And this is how I feel like $2 XRP. It feels very similar to 50-cent XRP only 8 months ago. And look at what Waters Above is predicting. We've been followers of Waters for several years, dating all the way back to 2021. Dear XRP community, we are about to get an XRP summer, $15 XRP by July 24th, 2025. Forget a lake house. We're buying an island, my friend. Now, I'm just kidding, live chat. Ones, if you think it happens, I'd love to hear, guys. To be honest, I'm going to stick with my convictions. I do not believe we're at $15 in only a month and a half. I would be more than ecstatic if this goes. If this is what occurs, sign me up, Johnny Krypto. I'm going to be ready to rock and roll, taking profit, doing my thing. But I want people to have realistic expectations because I think most likely we're going to break all-time high, probably test $4 or $5, back test all-time high, and make our next move. That's going to take several months. So one's in chat if you think we reach $15 by July 24th. Two's in chat if you think we're not. I think we're going to be below that price target. But again, I would be more than happy to have this occur. Johnny Krypto, what are some of your thoughts on what Waters Above is breaking down?
My God, $15 in July, dude. Can you imagine what that would? Well, I'll tell you what. One thing it means, when I see you in July, we might be at a bigger boat, my friend. That can certainly happen. When you're talking a $15,
have Johnny Krypto's face on the side.
Yeah, that's right. $15 XRP is going to be massively life-changing. Actually, here, I want to ask our chat. If a $15, and maybe you asked this already, if 15, I see a lot of ones and twos, but if a $15 is life-changing to you, put a 3 in the chat. If that's life-changing, meaning you're going to be able to do something different, quit your job or whatever you're going to do. But I'm really, really interested to see, because for me, I think for guys like you and me, that'll be a massive change, you know, just given what we hold in XRP. But I do worry, like when I see a lot of these predictions and projections, because people, wow, there's a lot of 3s in the chat. A lot of people, you know, get excited on these guys. Here's the thing. Don't hang your hat on any influencers' numbers, not even what we talk about or timing and none of that. You know, because the problem with things like this is it sets the expectation in your mind, and then when it doesn't happen, you get disappointed. Look, I'm not disappointed, Abs. I don't. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. I know it's going to happen. I don't care when it happens because I ain't selling until it does.
Think
And
about
just
this
like-
too.
Yeah.
That's a great quote right there. I just want to be in profit, man. That's what Clay Davis says. Clay Davis, big shout out to him. I think there's a lot of people who actually joined the XRP community in the last 6 to 8 months, Johnny. So there's a whole portion, maybe 25 to 40% of the XRP community that really just got here in the last 6 or 8 months after the pump in November. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. I think that's a big reason too why there's such a big buy wall at $2, because many of those investors were buying above $2 and $3 in the early part of 2025. And now they're looking at it saying 208, that's 50 cents below my average. Of course, I'm going to buy that. Floor is yours.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what's happening there is you had a big chunk of buyers coming in that space. Yeah, here you go. So, right, a lot of new people joining. I love this. So a lot of people are kind of giving us our average, right? You guys are in the $2 range. So I get it that, you know, $3 or $4 is exciting. But when you start talking $10, $15, that's a 7X. That's a pretty significant, you know, you ain't getting 7X in the stock market out. This could take a very, very long time to see that kind of growth in the stock market. So to me, it's one of those things where I think you have a lot of people who are invested in technology. I hope they're not getting it for get rich quick scheme, but more that they see where the future's going and understand that there's a paradigm shift that's going to be driving massive influx. And here, let me say why I keep saying that. Because when you go back to 97 and 90, it wasn't a 1 month thing. It was like 2 years of constant money just pouring. You know, I'm not saying it was just straight up, but it was just massive money coming in. And I feel like you're gonna that opportunity could be coming again beyond our wildest dreams, driving us up way higher than the number of projections we're talking about. Now, I don't want to get everybody excited and kind of say, oh, we're looking at massive numbers. But the reality is it's not inconceivable that we could see that because everybody still is thinking of these 4-year cycles. Most people think of, oh, it's going to be 4 years. Dude, you know, I'm not there. I am in a different position or I mean, mentality wise, I think we're looking at a new wave, a new cycle, a different thing of the way this thing's going to go up beyond what most people are expecting. And that's why we'll have to wait and see whether I'm right or wrong here. But if I'm right, you're going to see a lot bigger.
Well, look at Johnny. They're telling us which digital assets we should be investing in, whether they recognize it or not.
Yes.
It continues to be AVAX, Chainlink, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. If anybody, you could have been in this market for 10 years. You could have been in this market for 10 minutes. If you invest in those projects and they survive regulation, we're all going to make money together. And I love this comment here from Ali H. She says, at least you new people got in before the big money. We are still early. And it feels redundant to speak that over and over, but it's so true. And people continue to question themselves. We're in an environment where now we know for sure. Think about this, Johnny. First time ever, we know definitively the Nasdaq is going to be buying XRP, Solana, Cardano, and Stellar within the next 12 months. So the moment that these ETF products are in Wall Street and out trading in the open market, that is when people like Zach Rector, that is when people like Nickel, Digital Asset Investor, Coach JV, Bearable Bull, all of these predictions can start coming to fruition, right? We're going to stop looking at the market and say, what connections are there? Is it Bank of America? Is it PayPal? Is it Venmo? We're just going to read the announcements and say, oh, look, all these technologies are being onboarded and we've been right. And celebration, congrats to our community. That's why you have to be in these markets when they're boring. And that's why you have to understand what you hold, because whether this takes 12 months or it takes 10 years, we don't have the time. Sorry, we don't have the crystal ball to tell you the exact amount of time it's going to take. What we do have is the conviction that we're in the right technologies, and we're already seeing this evolution dominate and move in the direction that we've been predicting. Right, Johnny?
Yeah, exactly.
How many months ago, and sorry, last thing here, how many months ago was it when we were in the XRP community and people didn't even take us seriously, never mind have us as a leader of the asset class? We were behind environments like Solana, like BNB, like Tether. Like these are projects that got not only more headlines, but more money in them than the XRP ledger. It wasn't until the election of Donald Trump and this pro-crypto administration that we started to get headlines just like this. And that's why I think our listeners should have the conviction that we do, that if we're patient enough, we're all going to make a whole lot of money.
You only have to go back to October and they were shitting all over XRP. They were calling it a freaking stable coin, and it was a crap coin. And remember, Raul Paul was calling it a cult, and everybody was saying thing is crappy. You know, they're like, this thing is terrible, and it's not going anywhere. And then the next thing you know, bang! You know, you just saw that massive growth because people knew at the end of the day that, well, people behind the scenes knew what was really going on. Listen, let's put it abs this way. We know that XRP has massive use case solves. The coins and technologies that have that are going to win. But when you get a technology like an XRP backed by a great company, now you're talking about something on steroids. And, you know, the Nasdaq, you called it out earlier, which is perfect, is the Nasdaq is telling you, here's where to start investing. They've literally given you the blueprint. Like, if anybody's getting started, guys, if you're new in our chat, you just got here, you need to read this article right here. There's 9 coins in here. And you should be, if you say to me, what should I get into? There they are right there. Thank you, Abs. There's the 9. If you were my mother, brother, sister, friend, and you said to me, Johnny, what should I get into? I'd point you right to this article. I'd say, there you go. There's your 9. Research those 9.
Except I would take Litecoin, replace it with Hedera, and I'd take Uniswap and I'd replace it with Ondo. That's what I
actually would keep Uniswap, to be honest with you. I would definitely cut out Litecoin. I would keep Uniswap because I like the DeFi space. I think they're the leader in the DeFi there. But you're 100% right, Abs. I would definitely be adding Ondo and Ethena for sure to those two because I like both of those. But to me, it's a good starting point just to get started. And then I would tell you to go join the 3T Academy. I would tell you to watch GEC and GMC, and you better get an exit plan. Get Merlin. Click on the. Do we have the link below yet, Abs? I don't even know if we're able to do that yet.
Oh, yeah. We got that thing since day one.
What the hell do I know? So I'm going to tell you. But anyway, guys, make sure you get an exit plan. You know, put all your crypto in one place. Create yourself an exit plan because when these things start going off in the next, 2, 3, 6, 9 months, whatever happens, I'm telling you, it's nerve-wracking. I've been through it. And I don't like it. I like the red days. I like when we're going down. It's easy to make a decision to buy. But when it's going up, it's tough. It's tough because you don't know where the top is. And Abs is going to be very familiar with the statement. When it's $6, they're going to tell you it's going to 12. When it's 1,050, 150,000, they're going to tell you it's going to 300. And it ain't. And you don't know where those sells, and it gets very, very tough. But when you create an exit plan, like we did back in, we had them going. Abs, when things were pumping, it was beautiful. Merlin told me sell. I sold because I created an exit plan. Everybody in the chat busted my chops. Johnny, you're an idiot selling at 333. And it was beautiful. Abs, I was buying back at $2. It's a win, right? And that is going to continue. Those opportunities are going to continue to happen over and over and over again.
Johnny Krypto, we're 30 minutes in. I want to give a massive thank you to anybody who's joining us. We got 6,900 people here, over 300 people watching on the new YouTube channel, guys. If you're enjoying this content, head on over to the Good Evening Crypto channel on YouTube and subscribe. We just launched this channel about a month ago. We've been putting out daily content. I'd love to hear some feedback in the chat. Do you guys enjoy this new short form content? I mean, I got to tell you, I love making it. It's so fun. It's so easy. I'm so used to a 2-hour podcast. Now we do our research. We put out these videos. And we're getting some really great responses. So if you enjoy this content, you want to find more, head on over to the Good Evening Crypto channel on YouTube. That is Good Evening Crypto. And you're going to find many of our latest updates, including this video from only 4 hours ago, where we talk about Coinbase enabling XRP DeFi on the Ethereum network, Johnny. So I feel like to wrap up today's stream, we should kind of address that. I do want to give a special shout out to people who are in the chat. Nancy says, you guys are rocking it. Love the extra shows. Shout out to Nancy. Shout out to Bob Johnson. Shout out to Johnny Krypto for being here on a Sunday night. Now, Johnny, it's so funny because we've been talking about doing these streams for a long time. We've been talking about how this market is about to change for a long time. And I think it all starts in the summer of 2025 with Coinbase onboarding the ability for users to add value to their portfolios without doing anything other than leveraging some passive income DeFi here. That's the future of crypto. It's not putting it in your cold wallet and sitting it and letting it sit there. Instead, you can leverage some of these existing ecosystems to put a little bit of more money in your pocket. What are some of your thoughts to close out today's show on Coinbase integrating this DeFi on XRP?
I mean, to me, Coinbase sees what's happening. They're all hearing what consumers want. I hear it myself. I do a lot of one-on-ones for the Academy. I do a lot of one-on-ones with customers. And that's one of the biggest questions I get asked all the time from you guys. out there in the chat, I get asked all the time, how do I make money and earnings, passive income off my current holdings? Well, you don't think Coinbase isn't hearing that too? You don't think banks don't know that? You don't think they don't want to create a solution for you? Oh, they absolutely do. And Coinbase took a massive lead with this news here, Abs, when they came out and said, hey, we hear you, and we're going to bring XRP. And they were smart. They were genius. XRP is one of the largest communities in the world, and they're bringing it into their base on their base platform. Because why? They want to capitalize on that and provide you a solution. So guys, I think it's you have to understand it's coming. I want to just go back to Abs's point. If you haven't smashed the like button and the subscribe button, you need to do so on this new channel. And also, if you do, that's going to put you in for a drawing to win this once. This is a one-time only hat. Oh, I lied. Okay, so there's two. There's two of them. But the point is, they're different. The word I'm looking for is unique, Abs. These are unique hats personally signed by Johnny Krypto, Abs, and Coach JV. These are unique things that you only can win if you A, subscribe to this channel, and B, watch this channel live. And we got all lots of unique things. Look at this unique poster signed by a bunch of influencers. So these are things that we are going to
listen. I got to go and get the big enchilada here, guys, because we also have a David Schwartz hat.
Oh, go get it, Abs. Show them. Get them. And while Abs is doing that, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Like this once-in-a-lifetime poster, right, signed by a bunch of influencers here, even some cool ones up here.
And just to add context, people, we're raffling all of this stuff off for free. We're going to be giving back to you guys. We're going to figure out ways to give back. This is one of the hats. Johnny, this one now, it's sitting on my desk. I've been staring at it. I'm getting a little nostalgic here, kind of looking at this thing. But the reality is...
Abs, tell them who signed that, because I know you said it, but I don't know if people heard it quickly.
This is a signature from David Schwartz. On the Merlin hat.
I gotta put Abs on the big screen. Look at that. That is the man himself, the brain of XRP, David Schwartz, who signed that hat.
And you know what he told me, Johnny?
What did he tell you, Abs?
He knows Merlin.
I'm
just kidding, guys. No, but the reality is that
he may not know Merlin, but Abs, I think he knows you. Tell the audience what he said to you when he.
No, I'm a humble guy. We need to keep some things private. But David Schwartz does know us. When we walked up there, he said he remembered me, and we had a short conversation. It was pretty awesome. But here's the funny thing, Johnny. So when I walked up there and I signed this hat, the funniest part about this signature, guys, I turn around and some guy goes, I want to buy that pen. And I think he's kidding. And he goes, I'll buy it for $100. And I gave the Sharpie that Schwartz used to sign that hat. I sold it for $100. That means that this hat has to be worth a minimum of $100. And we're giving it away for free here on GEC. So guys, be sure, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's the Good Evening Crypto channel on YouTube. We're going to make it worth your time. We're going to find ways to give back. And of course, we're going to help you guys make a lot of money. So KG said, Abs, you got ripped off. How much would you have paid for that Sharpie?
Yeah, like, come on, you got $100 on the spot.
It felt like a win. It felt like a win, to be honest, because you know what's funny? You know what's funny is that I had another Sharpie in the bag, and it was just, I wouldn't have even thought anything special of the Sharpie. It would have been thrown in my desk drawer and thrown out 10 years later, right? So
the moral of the story is when Abs got home, he ordered 10 more Sharpies from Amazon now. He's prepared for the next.
I want to give a big thank you to Johnny, guys. Massive shout out to the live chat. We're going to wrap it up for today. Someone said, stay humble, brother. If there's one thing I'm a humble guy. I think Johnny Krypto will give me credit for that. But we're very humble. We're regular people. We're trying to grind. We're trying to make it just like everybody in the live chat. So massive thank you to you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. Remember, if you enjoyed the content, every single day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, a new video is going out on Good Evening Crypto. And Johnny, let me say this as well. If people don't know what Merlin is, try it out 30 days completely free. There's no promo code. This isn't me selling you the application. Click the link below. Get into our app. Use all of our features. Enable all the things on our application. I guarantee you stay, because it changes the way that you use crypto, and it changes the way you interact with this market during a bull run. Any closing remarks, Johnny?
Bingo, Abs. Not only that, for those of you who are using Merlin today, Merlin's going to be different a year from now, right? Abs, we are adding new features. We are working on new things right now as we speak that, boy, I would love to tell you, but I can't tell you because I'm revealing our roadmap to the whole world. But guys, I can tell you, Merlin is about ready to get an upgrade on steroids. You're going to see a bunch of different new features and things we're adding to it. Also potential partnerships and things like that. So yeah, click on the link below. Try it out for 30 days free. Make your exit plan. There's videos in there on how to do it and all that kind of stuff. We're trying to put these tools in place to put you in a position to enrich yourself. So Take advantage of it, guys. We are doing this for you.
Shout out to every single one of you in the live
Oh.
chat. Now, there's some pretty funny questions. Oh, any comments?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Ab. We got funny questions. Let's answer them. Are we going to do a little OT? What are we doing here? Talk to me.
I was just going to read one of the things in the live chat. There wasn't any funny questions. I forget. Oh, this is what it is. Eric Swanson said, I miss Ab saying we are live. Now, this is how you know somebody is an original from Good Morning Crypto, because that intro hasn't been done since 2023, but people still bring that up to me. When they see me like at the XRP Las Vegas conference, they go live, or they go smash the like button. Now, smash the like button. I love that one, but it's almost like I say it subconsciously that we are live. So I'll have to do that to start off next live stream. We're opening up with the we are live. Our show is live. But Johnny, that's pretty much it.
I think you should give the audience that right now. I think you should, as we close this thing out, you should give them one of those famous Abs we are live. I think
it's so funny. Johnny, honestly, I'm fine. I'll do that. No problem at all, guys. So, we're talking about China. People are requesting that I say certain words. Guys, donate $1 to the channel. I'll say whatever word you want. As long as it's appropriate. That's a joke, of course. But here's something else that's cool. We did enable donations. We are able to receive live donations. We've been doing this show forever. We never, ever, ever received a live donation because we don't have them enabled on Good Evening Crypto. So here's a fun fact. Whoever is our live donation is the first live donation. That will be the first one 4 years into the program, Johnny.
Yes, yeah. How do we Abs? Did you say we don't have it enabled? Oh, we just got it. There's our first donation ever.
Shout out to KG. KG, you're elite. You're elite. Can't thank you enough, KG.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, KG. That is great. We are finally able to take donations on Good Evening Crypto, so we appreciate that. And you know what? We need to give another shout out right there to Eric M. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That is awesome, guys. You know, we appreciate the support because we're trying to do this for you guys. And we will always.
I'll tell you one thing, guys. Not only am I going to screen record this and put this on my Twitter, but I'm taking some pictures from my phone too, because I didn't anticipate this, right? I was just saying, I'm going to get a quick picture.
Look at Ab taking the picture. I love it.
You know what's funny is, Ab, we were just talking about it. We just received the ability to enable donations on Friday. We just got another one. Shout out to Eric. You guys are awesome. Can't thank you enough for not only showing up to this program, watching the live stream, and having some fun with us on a Sunday night. We're going to continue to do these live streams. You're going to get a daily video every day, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Dennis. Another one. Guys, you're too kind. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Again, we love this show. We'll do the show for free 24/7. I think we proved that after 4 years. We just got another one. Shout out to Topher. $20 from Topher. You're a legend, my friend. And it's been amazing to kind of watch Topher and see him every year at the XRP Las Vegas conference. That man is doing well. Shout out to Topher for being amazing, dude, and just continuing to improve every single time I see you. We're getting another one. Here's another 20. Stifler Babe. I don't know who this is, but we thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. Didn't anticipate all these donations coming in, guys. I couldn't be more thankful that people are out here. Here's another one. I don't know if I should just keep talking, Johnny.
I think you should keep the absolute. You know, one of the things we were talking about, and I'll just share an idea with you guys because we.
Oh
my God, Matt, you are too kind. Thank you.
What's going on here?
Oh my God! So
guys, it's like Christmas on the Good Evening Crypto channel.
Abs, I'm going to share an idea here. I hope you're not going to get mad at me, but I'm going to share it. So we talked about like when we do the raffle, right?
Shout out to Scott. I just got to keep shouting out the names.
No, anybody who gets who. Please
shout out to Dave. We just got another one. Shout out to Dave, dude. You guys are amazing. I can't thank you enough. This is like honestly so cool that you're even donating. Thank you so much for appreciating us, for enjoying the content. And I'll say this, if you can't donate, smashing the like button is more than enough. We appreciate every single one of you. Make no mistake about it.
Actually, I was literally going to go there and just say that, Ab. So right now we have 43 likes. We would love to break 300 likes, guys. So we're going to stick around a little bit longer to have you smash that like button. Let's help us break 300. We're trying to grow the channel for Abs here to help them out. So if we can get this thing to 10,000 users, that's our goal. So guys, anything you can do to spread the word and keep smashing the subscribe button, that is huge for us. One of the things we want to do.
Shout out to Don. Shout out to Reggie Nuts. Now, guys, Reggie, he's another OG. Big shout
Reggie,
out to
just sell me that.
Sell me the hat. Listen, go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
By the way, guys, I need to put the link below. There is an app store. You can go to merch.merlincrypto.com and you can support us there and you can buy. We got abs. What do we got there? Maybe you can pull up the website. We got hats.
Hold on. We got Boomba 41. He said Mr. 833 and Mr. 839.
Oh, I love that. That is freaking abs. We may have to make an 833 and 839 shirt. We may need to do that.
Listen, I'm actually, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see a Merlin hat where on the sides right here, you know how Donald Trump will have like 45 or 47?
Yeah.
We put 833 on one side. We put 839.
I'm doing it. I'm telling Mara we need to make that happen. And if not, we'll just manually write it in. Then it's even worth more value because Kelly, you're an angel.
Big shout out to Kelly. Another original. Big shout out to you. Can't thank you all enough. And again, we couldn't be more happy about this. Again, we just got this enabled. Didn't even think we'd get a single donation. I cannot thank you all enough for donating. If you guys, we just got another 50. Shout out to Eric. Sup, guys? Watching early in Norway. Big thank you to Eric this morning. And then Mark Smithson, another $5. Can't thank you guys enough. MK, big shout out to you. Now, guys, if you'd like to, feel free to ask some questions, throw some comments in those chats. We'll address them. We'll stick around. I mean, I didn't anticipate even getting any donations. I cannot thank you enough. 22 donations. So far.
Yeah, when you're making donations like that, guys, please ask us any questions you have. We want to enable a $5.89 donation. We got the best chat in the world. I love it. No doubt about it.
Shout out to MK, XRP. Big shout out to you, my friend. I see you in the chat making funny comments. We appreciate that, guys. And we appreciate anybody who comes in the chat, interacts with each other, shares positive vibes. That's the reason we do this show live. And we're going to continue to do live shows for you guys. So big thank you. Cannot thank you enough. We just got another one. Ed Heel, $5 super sticker. Big shout out to you. And he's looking like a twin of Johnny Krypto, Johnny. I mean, look at the profile picture. This may be another younger, handsome Johnny Krypto out there. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Well, that might be like handsome Johnny without hair, right? You know, I got the hair over here. That's like maybe what I might look without.
Hey, show some respect to this guy. Come on, man.
No, I'm just saying that dude is beat. That dude is stacked. Like he's got me beat by a mile. I'm not even gonna be coming.
Look at Chris. We got Chris Palmer here. Big shout out to Chris Palmer. $20 donation. Seriously, cannot thank you guys enough.
Thank you.
Jody Jones. She says, "How do I donate?" There's a small super sticker kind of emoji looking thing on the screen. No need to donate. We're appreciative, guys. If you want to, it's awesome. We couldn't be more thankful. If not, we appreciate you all being here. It's I'm just happy to have a platform to be able to do this. Here's another one. $10 from John. Shout out to Coach in the Academy. Financial freedom is on the way. Massive shout out to Coach in the Academy. Another 10 from Kelly. Cannot thank you enough. $2. Look at this.
What did I say? Wait. God, read the comments. That's the whole
Ronnie, I like the muscle tank with a
there
kiss.
You go. Andrew, there it is. Andrew, you can get one of these. I literally got this right off of our website. You can buy it
It's too funny.
It is.
Right shout out to Mariah V. Big thank you. We always see you on Good Morning Crypto. Can't thank you enough. $5. We appreciate you. And I got to meet you at the Coach JV Freedom Conference. Was so cool meeting you in person and doing that short video for your daughter. That was a really exciting thing for me. This guy said, F it, guys. You've helped me sell. Sorry, F it, guys. You've helped me not to sell my bag and stay sane during bearish days. As for SEC chairman. Now, guys, I don't want to work in the government. I like making YouTube videos. So
let's leave that comment up, Abs, because this is the reason why I want you to leave that up. This comment. Thank you, Stifler, for your donation. That is awesome. First of all, I want to say thank you for one of the things that helps us is when Abs and I, when we did it, right, we're like, we want to help people when we do the whole GMC show. And we don't know if we're helping you unless you tell us we're helping you. And we've heard so many of you say this, that we've helped you keep saying, we've helped you, grow your bags. And actually, TJ, shout out to TJ, who gave away the tickets that we were able to raffle last week at XRP. He literally said, because of this show, he was able to get generational wealth. And because of that, this is so funny. This is great. No, you don't want no piece of 833. Do you remember that? But so the point being is it's awesome to see you guys been able to stay in the space and grow. I'm so happy, Abs, that people are literally sitting here telling us that because of the show, not only have they stayed sane, they stayed in it, they didn't sell their bags, and now they're much more richer. Imagine if Stifler had sold before November, right? Before it went up in 4X, he would have lost the 4X. So I'm so happy to hear you guys say that. That is great, guys. Please, continue to stay strong. You're in a great space. We will be here for a long time. We love you guys too.
Look at Jody. Big shout out to Jody, guys. She figured out the first $5.89 donation. Jody Jones. Big thank you to you.
I'm screenshotting that one. Hold on, Abs. I'm
Leave
screenshotting.
that on screen. I need to take a quick picture.
I'm screenshotting that one too. Hold on. Don't. Oh shoot! I hear the.
So Jody, you're making history here. Big shout out to you. And guys, hopefully this is just the beginning of a real long journey. We were talking the other day, Johnny. We're doing this show at least another 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Imagine where this program is going to be after 10 more years of this. Now, I just want to read through. We missed a couple donations. This one said, "Thank you for all your sharing and knowledge." That's, I can't read your name. I think it says the Tan Gen Redhead. So the Tangent Redhead.
Tangent Redhead.
Okay. Big shout out. Thank you so much. I apologize for butchering your name. Massive thank you. We love doing this, so I couldn't be more happy. Now, Dave says, "I want to arm wrestle Abs. Be careful what you ask for, my friend." Zach Rector said the same thing, but he may as well have been in a sprinter van. I'm just kidding. All love and respect to Zach. Dennis, Johnny's in training for his next boxing match. Now, Johnny's 24/7 training, my friends. Look at the form. A lot of feedback, Johnny. People were telling me they were really surprised. Mr. 833, you deserve it, my friend. Here's another OG. Shout out to Krista Gorman. Massive thank you to you for being on the show every single day. We always see you in the live chat, putting positive comments down there. Big thank you for the $20 donation. Love you and what you're doing for all of us. Again, I really think we're just getting started here on this amazing journey. Here's another one, Johnny. James Ursi, $2 donation, super sticker with the wrenches in the thing. Big shout out to you, my friend, doing that daily stuff. Now, here's another one, and I'm just reading these live, guys, so I apologize if I'm going quickly here. I just don't want to miss anybody. I promise you guys I was lost and bought the top, and now I'm praising and buying the dips. And praise Jesus Christ, I promise you I was lost and bought the top, and now I'm saying praise Jesus Christ. Love you, says John Delgino. I hope that's how I pronounced your name. I have a tendency to butcher names there, Johnny. But guys, I want to give a massive thank you. I do have, I only plan on this being 30 minutes. It's a 52-minute stream. I could not be more appreciative for all the happiness that you guys provide me in the live chat, the conversations, the live donations. I cannot thank you enough. So Johnny, I'm going through it here. We got over 30 donations, I believe, tonight. Guys, thank you so much. I don't really know what to say. I'm honestly overwhelmed and shocked by the amount of people who donated. Can't thank you enough. I promise we're going to continue to improve, help you make money, and help you make way more money than you donated to us, right? You donated $5, we're going to help you make 5,000, my friend. Don't record that, put it out on Twitter, but I'm saying that to this private chat right now. Johnny, go ahead. I'm done making jokes.
I want to ditto what Nancy says. She says the evening show is so much fun. I want to say you aren't kidding, Nancy, because we're having just as much fun. It is great to spend a Sunday evening with you guys. I usually spend Sunday afternoon with the family. We go out, we'll have a nice, Sunday pasta day, meatball, spaghetti, whatever we make. Then we go out on the boat. You can see the little boat right back down there. There's the boat right there in the water. It's not my boat, but then we go on the water. We have a good time. And then what better way to end the evening than to be hanging out at the moonlight in the evening with my best friend Abs, chilling out and talking to our favorite people, the GMC chat crew. You guys are awesome. I loved you guys. It was great meeting so many of you last week in person. It was so great to hear your stories, to hear how you came into the space, and to hear how you guys seem more relaxed in the evening. Well, it is the evening, so we are a little more laid back. You know what I mean? The evening, it's got to be a little more laid back. No,
I completely agree, Johnny. You know what's funny is that somebody was talking about we've been kicking back doing this thing for 4 years, and I'm telling you right now, if you're new to the crypto market, big thank you to Maddie. Johnny, I think she's calling you cute, my friend. Now, big thank you to you. But here's what I was getting at. It is easy.
I think you win in the cute factor, Abs. I'm pretty sure she's talking about you.
I'm not too concerned. But here's the reality, guys. It's so easy to be optimistic right now because the biggest players in the market are being transparent that they're stepping in. And just a year ago, we couldn't tell you that the Nasdaq was going to purchase XRP, Solana, and Cardano. We could guess. We could find those conclusions and make those connections behind the scenes. But the reality is that this is the first time ever we've been able to look at this market and say, we know what's happening. 12 months away, it's going to be completely different, not only for us, but for our listeners and the value of their portfolio. So I love what you guys had to say. Let's all get rich together, right? We're going to do this thing together, Johnny Krypto. We're going to make money together. If you've noticed what's different about our channel, we've never pumped a meme coin, never pumped an NFT project, never talked about a niche project or tried to sell you guys merchandise. We genuinely just come on here, share our advice, and hopefully you guys can profit off that as well. So Johnny Krypto, again, if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the Good Evening Crypto channel. I just want to give a massive thank you to anyone who comments, like button, or if you did a live donation. This was the first time we've ever received live donations, and I cannot thank you guys enough. we received over a couple $100 here today. That's amazing, and you're going to help the channel. So I don't know how much more to say besides
Thank
that.
you. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's like, we're trying to be able to do more of this for you guys, and these kind of things help us as we free our time up. We can be here more for you guys. So it's exciting. And Abs, I got to throw this out there. I was stunned. I didn't know that our GMC crew had created a whole Discord, Abs. That's how great our community is and how much they love each other, that even off the air, they went and created a Discord, a GMC Discord, where they can all chat and hang out. And you guys have become friends. Just think of the power of community that you guys were able to. And Julie, shout out to you. It was nice meeting you last week. And Julie's a great friend. Let me tell you a story about Julie. Julie not only, I don't want to ruin the surprise for Allie, so I can't say much about the story. I can't say anything until next week. But Allie, you have a great friend in Julie. She hooked you up. She took care of you. She had your back. And that's what this community is all about, is basically sticking together. But I was so impressed when I heard that you guys had gone and created your own Discord to kind of stay connected. And I know Black Squirrel is part of that and everything. That, to me, that was just so amazing to see the power of you guys. So I'm happy to see you guys do that. And, there's some talk and chatter about maybe the GMC Discord community getting together one day. And you know what? We'd love to be part of that. Maybe we'll be there too when you guys get there. So we'll have to keep talking to Black Squirrel and see if we can make that happen.
I can't thank you guys enough. Massive thank you to anybody who joined the program. Remember, subscribe to the Good Evening Crypto channel. We're going to be raffling off some cool gear. We're going to be doing live streams just like this on Saturdays and Sundays. We're also going to have some live streams during the week. Are we going to do Tuesday? Are we going to be Thursday? Right now, we're figuring out the scheduling, guys, because again, we got Good Morning Crypto in the morning. We got Real Jobs. We got family. And then we got to do this one at night. So bear with us. I promise you one thing. You're going to get a live update every single day from me, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time on the Good Evening Crypto channel. The only thing we're trying to schedule right now is how often we go live. Now, Scott said, Abs, show us your abs, please. Not for $2, I won't, my friend. We love you. We appreciate you. Johnny, we may even get tired of winning here in 2025. I want to give you a chance to make some last remarks, and then that's it. We'll wrap it up.
Well, Abs, you know what? I don't know if I can ever get tired of winning with you, brother. It's awesome to be together, to be able to do this thing together. Did we get disconnected? Are we still on the air, Abs? I lost.
We call him Johnny Boom. Some call it Johnny Retirement. I'm going to call him Johnny Mute Button this morning, guys. We love you this evening. We love you. We appreciate
All right,
you.
sorry, I got it. I didn't. Abs, you're gonna laugh.
I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to wrap it up.
Oh, you're wrapping it up. All right. I was trying to say, I went to go check to see how many likes we got because I want to bust 300. And when I was there, it was on the other video. It was playing, so I thought it was on that channel. Anyway, we got 290. We need 10 more likes, Abs. You think we can get it? Can we get 10 more people to smash that like button and help us bust over 300? But I know Abs is wrapping it up. But if you can help us get to 300, that'd be awesome.
Thank you, guys. Somebody said remove your hat. My hat is removed. My hair is a little bit crazy tonight, my friends, but we love you. We appreciate you. Curtis said he donated 2 because you have a 2-pack. Listen, they call me 6-pack for a reason. It's not because I drink beer. Now, we love you. We appreciate you, and we're ending this thing. I don't even know how to end it, Johnny. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't have the clip.
Hey, Abs, you got to end it with one of your specials. We are live. Come on. Let them hear
You
it.
ready to get tired of winning? That's how